Welcome to Sounds of Sud. I'm your host, Jasmine. This podcast is for all the music lovers and anyone that wants to learn more about working in the music industry. Bringing you interesting insights and wild stories from DJs to festival organisers, we talk to all of the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. So make sure to hit subscribe and I'll see you on the dance floor. Welcome, Adam, to Sounds of Sud, the podcast. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming over and thank you for being so flexible with the time. I say it to everyone, but thank you for coming over here on a school night. Much appreciated. So we've got Adam Holt over here today, who I didn't know you were English until you walked in the house. So that's very cool. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Burnley, the north of England, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And you've been here for?
8 years.
8 years. Always in Sydney?
Always in Sydney, yeah. So I was sponsored here, so I'm a personal trainer as well. And I was a fitness manager and obviously coming over here to get sponsorship, and then I had to stay here to get my visa.
So that is how you came straight here on through fitness?
Yeah, well, I came here to see my friend. I was on holiday first. My best friend moved here. And then just through friends while I was in Sydney, he had a friend that was a personal trainer and he was like, oh, if you wanted to come here, you can get sponsorship. And I was like, oh, I wasn't looking to move here. And then I went home and realised where I'm from shit. So I came back, yeah.
Wow, so you didn't do farm work or anything, you came straight in on sponsorship?
Straight in, I had to work my ass off to get sponsored. So
wow, that's mad. That's cool though. It's interesting, like everyone that comes here has such a unique story. Okay, so personal trainer, and when did you start DJing?
I've been DJing the best part of 15 years on and off.
Oh, cool. Okay, tell me more.
My story's a long one. So I started when I was in school, so I'd have been, 13? I don't know why I started. I've just always had a thing for music, and I just thought I'd like to try that. And then I had a stepbrother I wasn't really close to that side of my family. And then it turns out he was a DJ and I was just getting into DJing, so it kind of just came together. And then I was fast-tracked out to DJ on vinyl, and then that's the best part 15 years ago, yeah.
Did you say a stepbrother?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And how much older was he?
He'll be nearly 40. Yeah, so I didn't have much to do with that, with my brother and stuff, but we was always friends, but I didn't really know him at that stage to spend time with him. And then as I was getting to know him, it just coincidentally happened that he was a DJ, yeah.
Wow, and did you say you learnt on vinyl?
I learnt on vinyl, yeah.
Wow, and so do you still play on vinyl?
I can still play on vinyl, I'm very rusty. I wasn't allowed to DJ in Sydney for many years, and I was on and off DJing.
You weren't allowed?
Yeah, because my visa, I wasn't allowed to do anything because my sponsorship was for fitness managing, and the government didn't want to give me a visa, so we had to argue my case.
So it was too risky?
Yeah, so I was a football coach as well. I had to stop football coaching. I had to stop, not even start DJing because I just got here. I wasn't allowed to do anything. My social media had to just be personal training, and that's it.
Oh my God. All right. So that's why you've got a new, Adam Holt DJ, and so that's separate to your previous account?
Yeah, I did have an Adam Holt PT account as well, so I had to start again.
Oh my God. And so you came here. Had you played gigs in England?
I've played gigs in England, yeah. I lived in Ibiza for a year. I played gigs there. I played in England. When I was at uni, I played at uni.
Oh, wow. So you were proper at home, took a pause, came here and had to rebuild the whole thing.
Yeah, so I learned how to DJ in school, and it's always just when you're, 15, you can imagine what you're DJing then, and just in people's houses. You can't DJ in clubs then. And yeah, I just always found it easy, and I was good at picking music. I think that's something I learned very young before DJing. I always had good taste in music. Had
a good ear for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So then how did you get wind it right back to obviously your stepbrother has taught you to DJ essentially. When what was your first kind of gig or paid gig or however you would say it?
Jesus. I mean, when you was younger, you used to DJ house parties and stuff, but an actual club gig, it might have been, my memory's not as great, I forgot more than I remember, maybe Ibiza, when I lived in Ibiza.
How did you end up living there?
I just went to do a season, I went on holiday there. I say, music's always been a massive part of my life, so Ibiza's the one place you go in Europe to enjoy nice music, so I think it was I don't know if it was my first year when I went on holiday or the second year, and then the year after I just thought, you know what, I need to stay there for some time and just get it out of my system and
So you went there for a whole season?
Yeah, I did a full season. I did longer than the season, yeah. The island shut down, I was still there. I didn't want to come home.
Oh my God. And what did you do when you were there? How did you get money?
So we were ticket sellers. Obviously, it was illegal, so you had to...
What was illegal?
Ticket selling. You can't ticket sell on the streets there.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure now. You need a license.
So I thought that was the whole model.
No, you couldn't go and sell tickets and stuff. So you had to go to the hotels first while everyone was there before security, and then try and sell loads of tickets, and then run away from that hotel, go to the next one, and then that's what you did. So you become a salesperson like a Del Boy. Yeah.
But so if that was the model and it was illegal, how did people get it? Was it just like if they didn't buy from you, they'd go and queue up at the night?
Yeah, you could go to ticket booths and stuff. Like there's ticket booths and official ticket sellers, and they've got bibs on. You probably think about it. You can spot them a mile away. They've got like pink bibs on, or they did then anyway. And they're just ticket sellers or official ticket sellers. And then you'd go to them and buy tickets, but we'd be in your hotel as soon as you got there. Like, do you want to come to this event? I work for this event. This is the video, and you'd show them the video on your phone, and you'd sell them tickets that way. And then it was all commission based, so no tickets, no money.
Wow! And how much? You obviously were good at it.
You had to be, yeah. You couldn't be shit.
Wow!
Blasted.
Wow! And you did that the whole time?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was hard to get like official ticket selling jobs because I feel like the people that had them had been doing that a while, or that's a good job because it's safe and it's regular income. Like it's a
you got to climb the ranks kind of thing.
Yeah. So for me, it was my first year, and I was like, you know what, I'll do anything. I'm just happy to be here. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Wow. I saw somewhere on social media that Sam Divine started off in the defected street team in Ibiza.
Really?
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
I don't know, like, if that was her entry to DJing. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I haven't done that much research, but I know that that's a key part of her journey. We've defected anyway. How cool is that? Yeah, wow. So did you ever play in Ibiza? Yeah,
so I worked for a company called Pucker Up, which was a boat party. Still going now. And I think the guy that ran it was called Dom from memory, and our manager was called Dan. And they were like, look, if you work hard, we'll get you some gigs if you sell enough tickets, and vice versa. So we played a couple of warm-up gigs in Ithaca, which is on near the strip near San Antonio, which is on the beach. And then I never ended up playing on the boat, but yeah, I played in some of the beachfront bars near Lineker's.
So you lived there. So you just did one season, or?
Yeah, I just did the one season. I've been there many times on holiday, but I just did one season and just went hard and just got it out of my system. My mum said you needed to get out of your system, so just go.
Yeah, just go for it. Was she worried about you going there?
She's a nurse, I think she was.
Oh.
She's not stupid. She never asked me any questions. But yeah, Mum's, I think she was just happy to have me home.
Yeah, of course. And now how does she feel about you living here?
She's happy because she knows I'm happy here.
Yeah, good life, isn't it?
I never belonged, like where I'm from is a small town in the north of England, and like everyone's great, but I never belonged there. I always wanted more, bigger things, and I was just never happy being in one place. Like I went to university, I wanted to live at university, I wanted to live in Ibiza, I wanted to move away, I wanted to see the world.
Sounds very much like me, to be honest. I'm from Bournemouth, which isn't a small place whatsoever, but I don't know why, but I always, I went far away to uni. I went all the way up to Sheffield to uni, and then came home, moved home for a year, but then ended up, I was going to go to Croatia. I wanted to work for the Yacht Week, but it just didn't quite work out, so I came here quite suddenly, and then sure enough, here you are 9 years later. Do you know what I mean? These things happen, but I reflect a lot on my life here and why I'm here, and if I could ever go home and stuff. And I'm the same, as much as I would love to spend some time with my friends and family at home. I just can't ever imagine living there anymore. After, it's such a big world, and I don't really think I definitely wouldn't be the same person that I am if I was to have stayed at home. You just don't, there's just your whole world out there.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like I say, I came to see one of my best friends from home. He moved here, and I only came here to bring another friend because he was moving here, and I was going to introduce him and, do all that. But I was like, fuck, I'll go to Sydney. And I wasn't here long, maybe half a day, and I was like, it felt like home. It just felt relaxed, and there's so much shit going on here. And I like that. I'm similar to yourself. I need busy, I need hustle and bustle. I'm not a quiet-minded person. I'm somewhat chaos rather than calm.
Yeah, I mean, well, you saw yourself when you walked through the front door, so am I. I'm trying to do 1,500 things at once, which is just me all over. And those two friends you mentioned, are they still here?
Yeah, so...
That's so nice.
Yeah, so we're all still friends. One I don't really see, he's moved out of the way with his missus. He's very settled. But my other one, the one who I actually came to see properly, he's...
Still here. Yeah. Is he DJ?
No.
No.
He's an old man in his head. He doesn't DJ. He comes to my day gigs, but he won't come to my night gigs. But he can be forgiven.
Yeah, that's
That's
hilarious. Yeah, I've got, as you do naturally as you get older, I've got a friendship group for every occasion.
Yeah,
literally.
Right.
Like, you know, people I can go camping with, people I can go festivals with, people I can go for a run with. What am I talking about? I don't go for a run, but you know, if I wanted to go for a run.
Yeah, the people on, like my friends on the Saturday and Sunday, you know, I've got those friends, and then probably the ones I would avoid on the Monday because they're the ones that are judging me for what I've been through the weekend. Like, they can fuck off till Wednesday. So I've got different days, different friends and different groups, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And then, okay, so it's good to touch on a bit of the history, but then Sydney, from when I assume you got your PR and then you got straight back on behind the deck. Would you DJ, like, not publicly?
Yes. Yeah, so we were coming into lockdown. Obviously, we didn't know, but I was coming into lockdown and I was desperate for my PR, and it took so fucking long and it cost me an absolute arm and a leg, but, you know, it's worth it in the end. So I just had to hang off. Like, realistically, I've only been DJing in Sydney properly for 2, maybe 3 years.
Wow.
Like, not even, because COVID came.
So, but in that time, did you used to DJ at home and stuff?
Yeah, so I have a friend, Stacey Fields. She's a DJ, so she has decks. So I used to DJ with her, and I was like, fuck, I need to get back into this. And then she was like, yeah, you need to. So then I was warming up to it, and then, yeah, I bought some, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I had something to do then.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine. And so you got your PR, and then what happened? How did you get out there?
Well, as soon as I got my PR, that was in the December, and then I wanted to get more gigs, so I spoke to Stacey and people who I knew were in the industry, like friends of mine, and they were just like, look, you just, like anyone's story, you've got to be at the event, meet people. And I just so happened I went to see her play at the Burdekin, and some guy was on the dance floor, Benny, and I didn't know him.
Benny who?
Benny Marchetta. He runs Musk.
Yeah, I was just talking about him with Jess.
Yeah.
I haven't published it yet.
Yeah, so I was talking to him, and he goes, oh, do you like music? What's your name? And he was like, oh, and I can't remember, he asked me something, and I just said, I'm a DJ, and he's like, oh, I'm a promoter, did you know? And I was like, no, like, I wasn't angling for a gig. I was just like, obviously watching my friend, and I'll talk underwater if I need to. So then he was like, well, maybe we'll put you on. So he did. He put me on, I want to say it was after a festival in Centennial Park. It might have been Electric Gardens. I played level 1 at Burdekin on the Saturday after Electric Gardens. I opened.
Wow.
And
that was your first gig in Sydney?
First official gig in Sydney, yeah, for Musk.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And your DJ name, you just go by your name?
Yeah, just Adam Holt, yeah.
Yeah, easy.
So don't forget it, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I assume you have a relationship with Benny now?
Yeah, we're still friends. I see him every now and again. Benny was on TV for a while, wasn't he? He was on a show on Netflix for a little bit. And then he's just, I don't know if he's working in the background. He's quieting down a little bit. Yeah, we were literally just talking about that a few days ago. Like, maybe he's got to be up to something. He doesn't strike me as the kind of person to just go off the radar. He's a hard worker, and he's always got good ideas. Like, his parties are always good. Yeah, we went. The reason I know of him is we went down to an event of his. They did a skiing. Yeah. And we were there, and it was just really fun. And like you can tell the passion he's got for it and the effort he puts into everything. It was very kind of him to give me a gig as well, because like he wasn't like, oh, send me a demo or. Oh, he just did it. He's just like, oh, I trust your work, and then we'll see what you've got. Let's open. What? That's so cool. And you know, it was such a good night as well. It was so busy. Yeah, perfect. It would be a good buzz. So did a lot of people go there after Electric Gardens? Yeah, so that was the selling tool, like, come after Electric Gardens. And obviously I didn't have I don't have a following now, but you know, like, it was just do your best to get as many there, and I was opening, but it got busy. By then it was full. Yeah. Packed. Yeah, it was really good. That's perfect. Perfect. What a good intro, huh? Did that get the fire in your belly? Like, I'm ready? Yeah. Yeah, I've always had that, but yeah. And then, so what happened after that? So then it was just a case of just trying to find more gigs. So I had a gig from them. I had one in Manly, I think the next one was, like just a Sunday event. Nathan came to that, my friend who doesn't come to my gigs. That was in the day, he came to that one. And then it was just a case of networking and just being at events and just finding your feet. Like, you know, it's kind of a small industry in terms of, you know, the people that you meet kind of know somebody, and somebody knows somebody, and then there's always a way to find a gig, and then over time it just grew into where we are now. Have you played in Australia outside of Sydney? Yeah, I've played in Melbourne. I played in Gold Coast. What any venue I might know? Probably not. New Guernica for Eat the Beat. Yeah, I'm so bad with this kind of stuff, but yeah. Yeah, Melbourne's dense though. Okay. There's a lot of venues, but yeah, I played at New Guernica for Eat the Beat, and I absolutely loved it. I played 12 to 1, and that's still now one of my favourite I've played, just because I could kind of play the sound that I wanted to play. It was just up to me to go and have a good time. It wasn't like in Sydney or on an event at a certain time and you've got to, play to that event. It was kind of like, okay, let's see what Adam Holt is. So yeah.
Would you ever live in Melbourne?
I think the scene has a lot of potential in Melbourne. I've got friends over there that DJ and run events, and the scene just seems a lot more exciting. I think that people appreciate music a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that are they called Melbourians? What is that?
Melbourians.
Is that what they are?
I'm not sure.
There's like a name for different states in Australia. I could be getting that all wrong. But
we can go with Melbourians.
Melbourians, but that doesn't have the right ring to it. I'm probably getting it all wrong.
They'll go mad if they listen.
Yeah. And now I've lost my train of thought as usual. So Melbourne, and we're in the Gold Coast. Okay.
I had a residency with We Love, and then they've got an event over there on a Thursday, so I was headlining in it's called Elsewhere Bar. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, do you know, I've got friends up on the Gold Coast, and every time, I haven't been up there for a couple of years now, but every time I go up there, I love it. But the one thing that makes me hesitate is, like, I just don't think there's enough music up there for me. Because, are you familiar with Bournemouth?
No.
Oh, so, like, where I'm from, it's a massive uni town. There's, like, really good nightclubs. It's like a mini version of Sydney in the sense of, like, there's a scene there. So I've been going to really good music events, like seen Hannah Once in my hometown 3 or 4 times. Big artists do come there.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's a big uni town. So for me, I've had that there. I've come here, I've had it. So I'm quite used to that level of, like, choice, would you say? And even if there was like 2 or 3, I think in the last couple of years, there definitely seems to be a lot more going on up there. But I felt like when I used to go and visit my friend, I was like, I don't think I would find what I needed there. But maybe it's changed now, because I think there's quite a lot going on up there. Yeah,
I found that. It felt like a bit more like a seaside Blackpool resort. It was a Thursday, but it just kind of felt like where you'd go on a stag or a hen do to me.
Yeah, and I think that is the case. Were you in Surfers Paradise?
Yeah, it was in Surfers Paradise.
Yeah, see, I've never actually been there, because my friend lives down a little bit. So maybe if I'd gone up there, I actually probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I just haven't gone far enough.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So have you played there just the once?
Yeah, I just played there the once. Yeah. I got put as a headliner, so I went there and stayed there till Friday and then came back.
Yeah, nice. Did anyone go with you?
No.
What's that like, going when you go to gigs and you're alone? Like, do you ever mingle with the people there and go out, or is it very much just a job and you go there? Or
I mean, do you know what? Like, I think if you're doing an event for a promoter and whatnot and you're a guest, they are very welcoming. They were very good to me. I went there and met the guy who was running it, and he was DJing in a bar. He's like, come, bring your USBs, you can DJ with me in the bar. We'll get to know each other, I'll buy you drinks. So, it's very hospitable. I found that the industry is like that. I've never been to an event where I've not been looked after if I was playing. Like, everyone's quite good.
And do you go out much when you DJ, or do you separate the two?
I think with DJing, there's a time and a place. Like, for example, you've got to be seen and you've got to network to get gigs. It's a tale as old as time. You've got to. I think sometimes drinking serves a purpose, where you go out and you're partying and you're with everybody who's running the event like that. You have to do that in some stages, but then there's other times when drinking doesn't serve you, and you've kind of got to rein it in. You don't want to be known as a messy DJ who's out all the time. If you're taking it serious, like I'm trying to get a career from DJing, so I don't want to be out all the time and known as just like a pissed up DJ who's out all the time. I think
you play sober?
No, I'll have a couple of drinks to ease into it. I don't like to be too drunk when I'm playing.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy playing. Like, I want to do a good job. Like, as much as it is work, it is enjoyable. But you still want to, put on a show. But I think
stay professional.
I think my brain gets nervousness and excitement confused sometimes. So some days I'm a bit like anxious. Some days I'm excited. But I think drinking just kind of quietens those.
Takes the edge off.
Yeah,
that's the problem, isn't it?
and I'm English. I like a drink. Like, it's half my personality. Like.
Yeah. What I know of you is that you play. You seem to be friendly with the one hit guys, and you also seem to be friendly with the Sash guys.
Yeah.
So you play. You seem to play at Sash the most.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, so my sound's changed recently. Well, not recently, but over time. I was a resident at an event called We Love. I'm not sure if you're familiar with We Love, and that's like tech house and techno on a Friday. And I like tech house. I still play house and tech house and whatever. It's just a different style. And then I found myself you know, playing this certain sound in the tech house realm, and then I can feel my sound changing and developing, which it does as a DJ, and an artist, a musician, or whatever you want to call it. Like over time, it develops, and then that's what was happening. And I was kind of falling away from that event, and I felt like I was being drawn to Sash, and I was going to Sash more and seeing what the underground scene did and how they did a set and how musicians played there, and I could see the difference between what I was watching in one and what I was watching in the other, and I felt like I was becoming more on the Sash end, the more underground scene. So that was that case, and then obviously just through, I think, notoriety and knowing the right people and playing at certain events and people watching you play, then the One Hit guys asked me to play for them and said, we want you to close the main room, which I was very surprised at and obviously flattered. There's not a bigger club in Sydney in terms of production and numbers. So the One Hit guys reached out and said, would you play for us? Tony, who's part of Matoni, he said, I've seen you play, I want you to play. So
wow, that's so cool.
We're going to try and be in touch. Yeah, and I was like, are you sure? Like, so I can play a lot of genres.
When you said before your sound, do you produce as well?
I do produce.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Terrible host over here. Not doing
I've
enough.
I've not released any tracks, so you can be forgiven. But I am in the process of making a shitload of music to try and get it signed.
Wow, that's so exciting. Yeah. So you're just all behind the scenes.
All behind the scenes. Well, it's a lot of it's on my story. People are probably sick of seeing it, but it's just.
So you're like teasing it in.
Yeah, just teasing it in, and the fact that I've not released any and I've been sat on them for about 6 or 7 months now is pissing some people off because they were like, we've heard this, why is it not on a record label? But I'm just trying to gather a portfolio, because when I start approaching labels and I start to sign my music, I want to be able to say, oh look, I've done this and this, not just, oh, I've done one song, sign me. Because if it's shit and they're like, have you anything else, and you don't, it's a bit like amateurish. So I've just been squirreling away, working at the back and doing my bit.
It's funny you say that, because when I saw John Summit in Miami last year, I've got so many songs on my phone, and then he's only like just released a lot of them, and it's like they do it because I'm like, I've got all these amazing videos. I'm like, what the fuck is that song? And they do, and it builds the hype. So it's clever to do that, And also, back to what you said as well about having more than one. When I did the podcast, the first 5 episodes, I recorded them all before I released any.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when I release it, I'm probably going to be finding my feet on like just everything, because there's just so much. So I was like, you need to have a bit of a bank and to kind of get in a bit of a groove. Because if you just post it and you set these expectations and you don't know what you're doing. So I had time to figure it out, And then it was funny because when I got to the end of the 5th one, and then I had my family here and I was getting it all ready to post it, I was like, I haven't actually thought about what I'm going to do after the 5th. Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit. So then I got some more people, and then yes, it's actually come really naturally now. Because I think as I'm releasing more people are aware of it. A lot of people seem to like it. So more people are like, you and I don't even know each other at all when you were willing to come over. So thank you again.
It's all right.
Much appreciated. And it's cool because everyone has such a unique story. It's interesting. Like, I love to hear it, I love meeting new people, love music. So it's like, why not? So how many times have you played at the Ivy? You played for Above?
I've played for Above. I've played at the Ivy I've played at the Ivy a few times. Club Above I've played twice, both closing sets. One on my own, one with DJ Small Tits. We closed. Who did we close after? Anyway, he finished on like twice the fast music. It was one of the hardest closes we've ever had to do, but we did a good job.
Because his pace was faster than yours?
Yeah, so like BPM, like beats per minute, I'll play anywhere between, especially for a closing set, 128 to 133, 34. And he finished on like 172.
Oh shit.
And then he's like halfway through his last song, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realise. I was like, nice one. Yeah.
Do you remember how it went? Was it?
No, it went well. We kept everybody. They had to turn us off in the end because people wouldn't leave. So.
Wow, that's so good. Yeah. And then the second time for Above,
The second time, so that was the first time I was on my own. That went really well. I was really nervous, but as you would be on the big stage, because you're all confident until you stand there and you're like, fuck, okay. And everyone's looking at you. You're like, please don't be shit.
But, for those who don't know, like, Ivy is a big club. Like, there's a lot of people.
It's a lot bigger when you stood there. But, do you know what? It was fun. Had a great time, and I was very grateful for that. And then on the back of that, they said, do you want to close again with Small Tits, who's a very good friend of mine? I was like, yeah, of course.
How good. Would you guys play back-to-back together often?
Yeah, we're playing again this Saturday. I play back to back with a lot of my friends, like a lot of the DJs, because we enjoy it. It's, we like playing a set, but it is good to get stuck in with one of your friends.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you met everyone on the way in. They all DJ together, just bedroom DJs at this point. But they sometimes there'll be 4 or 5 of them in there, and they're all just going, taking it in turns, hopping on, hopping off. It's fun,
I love it. Sometimes if I turn up to an event and a big event or whatever, like as long as it's not a super lineup with an international headliner, and my friends playing, or we'll go back to back just because it keeps you focused, and then whatever they throw at you, you've got to think about it. Sometimes it's easy not to switch off, but your set's your set and you kind of have the same sounds, but when you're playing with somebody, there's just that added little bit of spice, and then it's good to rip in.
Yeah, you can kind of throw it around to each other and stuff. So what would you, if you had to pick between the two, if you could only do one forever, the rest of your career, would you go solo or would you go back to back?
No, I'd go solo.
You'd go solo?
Yeah, like I think when you're a musician, artist, DJ, whatever, I think your music tells a story, and I think that when you're playing a set, you want to tell a story. Or I do anyway. It's got to have flow. It's got to be interesting. It's got to have all these elements. And while it's fun playing back to back, I feel like you to get your side across with your music and tell your stories. I think you've got to be.
You need to keep your own identity.
Yeah, that's it.
And who's your favourite DJ?
Who's my favourite? It keeps changing. Like my sounds change often. Like I've always been a massive Hot Since '82 fan, as people know. I've watched him from 2013 till now, so he's.
Would it be
really
a dream
good
to support him?
Yeah, I was close. When he came to Sydney, one of the promoters was like, if I can get Hot Since '82, would you play for me? And warm up for him and hand the headphones over. And I was like, yeah, but they couldn't settle on a venue. Hot Since '82 team wasn't happy with the venues, which is fine because it was very last minute, but it was close. But maybe one day.
Yeah, I'm liking to get lots of people on record on here telling me their goals. What other goals do you have as a DJ?
My goals on in terms of DJs, I think that Hot Since '82 is always one of my idols growing up as a DJ. Recently, as my sounds got a little bit darker and more underground, you're looking at people like Quest, Christian AB. Watched a guy called Juan at Sash on Sunday, and he was unreal. He just his skills and technique and songs were absolutely magic. So he was another one. He's gone up there into my top 4 or 5.
But in terms of goals of are you saying that that's who you'd like to play for? Would that be a goal or?
Ideally, I want to become an artist. I want to be a renowned artist, not just in Sydney, but probably globally. Once I've released music, I want to go all the way with it, or at least, yeah. Yeah,
that's exciting. And so you said before that you'd obviously understand that you would like to do it full time. So PT, you want to kind of phase out, or you'd like to do that on the side, or?
Do you know what? Personal training is great. I think what it is, why I've got personal training and DJing, I just like to make people feel good, whether that's through music or that's through exercise and losing weight and just making people feel better in themselves. I think that that's what both my jobs have in common, and I think that's what I've always, been good at. I think for me going forward, my career, my heart lies with DJing. I think personal training is great, but I think that DJing's the one for me.
But also, if you've done it for a long time, naturally, as you evolve and grow as a person, as you get older and stuff, your interests and your wants are going to change with that. So it's not surprising, really, that you've ended up that way. So when do you think? When are you going to be ready to take your music to record label? Yeah.
So yesterday I just sent my first email. So I sent 4 songs across to a record label. So how it works is you've got your songs, and obviously providing you're approaching them, you just choose a record label which you think your sound would suit, and then if they listen, they listen. If you get rejected, you get rejected. But that's just how it is, I suppose.
And is it somewhere? Is it Australian based, or is it anywhere?
I'm not going to give too much.
No,
the label
I've
gone for was a label in Leeds in the UK. The reason is I would like to get a UK label signed, or at least European. I feel like the party scene's quite good over there.
Of course.
And I don't just want to a small picture. I want to release on Sydney labels as well. But I think getting my music out in the UK, especially being from the UK, it probably resonates with them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Eventually, if you're travelling, I think that you want to be playing in Europe because there's more parties. You've got your Ibizas and your European countries and things like that where it's all year round. You do 6 months here, 6 months there. So
did you know these people, or have you just cold emailed them?
No, so I know the label because I play some of their tracks, and I know some of the artists that are on there, and I respect what they do. And I suppose it's just shooting your shot. There's bigger labels, middle labels, and smaller labels, and it's quite a big label.
Shoot for the stars, baby. Yeah, go for it.
That's it. Let's see what happens. If he texts me back and says it's shit, I'll lose sleep. But other than that, we'll go to the next one.
Yeah. Keep it going, and it's another reason why you can't say the names, because you don't want anyone else to.
Yeah, I can't be starting dogging the labels. I'll get cancelled. I'll be blacklisted. So for now, it's a really good label, and I would, they were the first choice that I sent it to. So obviously, it would be a dream.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
and
you.
I hope that we'll hear it soon. Then what's the plan? You just wait to hear back. And are you aware of the actual full process? Like, I would have no idea. I know you haven't done it yet, but do you know what it entails?
Yeah, so obviously I've asked the people who are in the industry, and they were just like, look, do you know what? You've got to email. Sometimes they check it, sometimes they don't. Give it a 2-week window, and if you hear back from them in 2 weeks, you'll have your answer. If you don't, then do you know what? Maybe start approaching a different label. But I know that sometimes it can take 6 months
for them to get back to you. So what would you do in that instance? Do you just wait, or after 2 weeks do you then start to speak to someone else?
Yeah, well, you don't want to be sending your track to too many people, because if 2 people come back and say, oh, we'll sign this and this, and then you're like, oh, actually, I'm going to go with a different label, it just leaves a shitty taste in people's mouths. Again, you just be smart with it. Just
each situation you just have to treat very uniquely.
Yeah. Maybe make some more music and just approach a different label within music, but it's just up to you. But
and so you've obviously been a DJ for a long time. When did you start getting into the producing side of it?
I remember it was before lockdown, before COVID.
Self-taught?
No, self-taught. No, I did lessons. I had a guy called Alex who I go online with and still learn from, like a tutor. And he teaches production, and then you download the software, and then he teaches you on a lesson. You go away and practice, and then you come back, and then over time, I've done a lot of time learning with the tutor, and then just doing online courses. That's how I got into production. I think it was during lockdown. I dabbled, but never really took it seriously. And then when lockdown was coming to an end, I'd actually finished my first 2 tracks, but then my sound was kind of changing, so I wasn't happy with them. So I made another one. And I just, for some reason, there's something holding me back from trying to release them or approach people. And I was just like, this sounds really good. And the tracks were good. Like, I had good feedback, but something just didn't resonate with me. I was like, I don't think this wants to be under my name. Like, I feel like in 6 months, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't like that track, so I'm just going to hold back. And then luckily, I don't have them tracks anymore, because I'm just not going to release them there. Buried away
in the archives. It's funny you say that, because Mixed Methods was saying to me that when you release music, she's like, it's like walking down the street in your underwear. She's like, it's all there for everyone to see. It's like you put your heart, like,
Well, that was, as I said, like, I emailed the, like, it feels really good. You make the track, you're like, fuck, that is so good. And when you're producing, you have to listen to like a 16 bar, like 30 seconds of a song. You'll listen to it fucking hundreds of times, and you get sick of the song, right? But you finish it and you're like, do you know what? It's like a baby. You're like, oh, I really like it. I love it. You show all your friends, and everyone's like, it's really good. And then you get sick of it. You make a new one. Anyway, so, like, for example, I'm at like 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 tracks ready to go, and then 5 that I'm kind of approaching people with. 2 I'm in between. And then, like, I emailed the guy with 4 songs I emailed the label with. And I was like, fuck, what if he comes back? No, they're shit. And I'm like, I really like them. And everyone's like, they're really good. But then when you put it out to the world, it's not up to you, it's up to the world. And I think that's the scary process, I think.
Yeah, but you have to remember, when you're sending it to a label, you're sending it to a group of people. So even if they don't like it, it's not to say that there's plenty of other people that won't like it. When it gets released, that's going out to the world,
Well, that was it. Remember when you used to do a painting in school and you give it your mum, she put it on the fridge, and she probably thought it was shit, but she put it on the fridge anyway. That's kind of how it feels. You kind of like, oh, I hope people like it. I hope it gets shown to the world. Some people will think it's shit, some people won't, but I think, I'm proud of my music.
Yeah, good. And you have to. Someone said to me once before, you have to be your own cheerleader, because no one else is going to do it for you. You've got your friends and stuff, but ultimately you've got to sell yourself and go for it. So yeah, good on you. It must be like nerve-wracking to take that step and send it.
And do you know what? When you're making music as well, I think that it's hard not to conform into what everyone else wants. Like, you've got to make music that sounds good to you. Like, you've got to make the music that you're happy with. And like, I get in front of the computer and I've got an idea of a track I want to make, and it just goes completely sideways, and I make something else that I'm really happy with, but it's nothing like the original track. And I think that's how you've got to be. You just got to be authentic, and yeah, if you like it, then that's all that matters. Be your own cheerleader. And
do you ever play it in your sets, or you're literally completely hidden, but other than your Instagram stories?
Well, I keep making really big tracks, like I'm trying, and I shouldn't do, because my sets at the minute, because I'm trying to break into like the underground scene, like Sash and things like that, I'm getting earlier sets where it's not as heavy, and the tracks I'm making are quite heavy, because I'm thinking, like, this is what I want to be playing eventually.
So it's not really appropriate to be throwing it in right now?
No, so I'm learning now quickly that I'm making tracks that I've got to be able to play. I've played some of them, like, I do have some warm-up sets, some warm-up tracks to play. But yeah, my tracks are going into my set slowly but surely, but I do have to kind of start to make tracks that I'm going to be playing soon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. And so do you play on any boat parties in Sydney?
Yeah, I've played on them. I've played on them all apart from the Glass Island, I think.
Yeah.
That's the one that I've not played for.
Yeah, Tommy was saying the same thing. We had a big deliberation because we were talking about this whole thing and we were on about 2 different boats. It was very funny. Yeah. So you'd obviously like to play on there, I assume?
I'd like to play on there, yeah, for the right party. I think I was in Bali with Matoni, with the One Hit guys. Not with them, but I was on holiday and they were playing for Defected.
Oh, what coincidence.
Was it Defected?
Probably.
Monkey was playing. Yeah, it was Defected. Yeah, I was there with Monkey and Nickwood and Tony and the guy who half of the owner of Glass Island, not Scott, I forget his name. He was there and I was just talking to him. He was like, "Oh, I'm Glass Island," and Matt Nickwood was like, "Oh, you need to get Adam to play for you. He's really good," and vice versa. And he's like, "Oh, we'll get you on. Message me when I get back." But I was kind of going more towards the underground, like darker sounds, and I was like, if I approach him now, if it's not for the right party, I'm gonna have to go back to playing the commercially defected-y sound, and that's not what I want my name to be recognised with. It's not on brand anymore.
Isn't that interesting? Like that you've potentially, it's made quite an iconic name for itself. Like they obviously have all of the big artists there. I've never been on it personally, but it's becoming like a staple. So it's interesting to think that like, oh, you might not ever get to play there because it's not exactly your style. And I totally respect the fact that you're not going to adjust what you want just to get to a certain place.
Yeah.
Because like you say, you have to be authentic. So where's your favourite venue to play?
I've got to say Sash now because it's my favourite music. Like that's the sound that I love.
Day, night, old,
both,
new?
Either.
Yeah.
Sash is Sash is probably my favourite. I mean, Carousel's the best club I've been to in terms of sound, especially in Australia.
That sound system, I went there. Parker had an event on, and I went there. And I'm usually pretty good at putting earplugs in, but I forgot them that day because we hadn't been out for a while because we had our families here. Oh my fucking god, my ears were ringing for maybe like 1 week. I literally thought I was going to go deaf because I didn't realise because I was like behind the back as well and like right close to the speakers and stuff. But it's amazing sound system.
It's unreal.
Yeah, because I'd only ever been there when Sash took it over. I'd never been there before. Had you? To Carousel.
Yeah, so when I was there when it first opened, like the first couple of weekends that they did, because obviously a lot of my friends work for Sash and play for Sash, so we went to check it out, and yeah, there was a few I think there's a few technical errors when I went the first time, and then it just got recalibrated, and then wow, yeah, you just...
So it's new when Sash have gone there, it's a new club altogether.
Yeah, so the guy who owns Carousel runs Sash, it's his club.
Yeah, nice. So it's cool that he's got himself to that point, that he can have that, because he obviously, for those who don't know, Sash by Day used to be at the Greenwood Hotel in North Sydney, and then Sash by Night was at Home Bar in Darling Harbour, and some people would go to one or the other. The real creatures of the night would go to both. I never went to both in one day, but I've been to both separately. And then it's since COVID, right? It's been in its new locations.
Yeah. So
Home Bar's shut down.
No, so they did Oxford Art Factory. So it was Oxford Art Factory for Sash Night, and then they did Greenwood for Sash Day, and then Carousel opened. So they took it out of Oxford Art Factory and did Sash Night at Carousel, and then Watson's EQ's kept Sash Day. Sash
by Day. Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't been to actually any rave type event at Watson's EQ, because I used to go there like before you go to a match at the stadiums, and it was just a whole different vibe.
You still do.
Yeah, still do. So, yeah, it depends what day of the week you go. And now I've seen so many, like the Deep in Your Soul guys have events there. Parker obviously has events. Sash has events. Heaps of stuff there. And then who else would you say you have the best relationships with? That's who I noticed anyway. One Hit Agency and Sash.
Parker. I'm good friends with Parker, and Parker and Friends. I've played for those guys. That's kind of where my sound fits in, that underground garagey housey sound. So yeah, I'm very close to Parker and Friends. I've been working close with those guys.
Have you got much coming up?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you know Danny B and the Bodyworks girls.
I don't know her personally, but I know who she is.
Yeah, so they do an event called Bodyworks, and Cassette's involved, and all the OGs, I suppose we'll call them, of the Sydney scene. they've got an event called Bodyworks, and they've just booked me and Niso, who's a Sash DJ and a good friend. We're playing back to back at a secret warehouse rave. I don't know anything about it. She's just like, I just want you and Niso, because she watched us play at Sutra, and yeah, she just said I wanted to rip in and close after us. Would you do it? I was like, yeah, of course. So that's a new one for the bucket list, I suppose. I love those girls. They always play a good set. So Bodyworks is a good part. If you've
and when is that going to be?
I think it's May. It's the end of May.
Secret date, secret location.
No, it's the end of May. Honestly, my memory's terrible, but it's the end of May. What are we in now? April?
Yeah, we're in
next month.
Mid-April, yeah, so in May. That's exciting. And then how often do you actually DJ? Is it every single weekend?
Yeah, most weekends.
Both nights, or? Not
most nights. I play bar gigs as well, like just for extra income. So I just play, quieter gigs, but like the lineup events, what we call club events, I do them as and when. Like I'm at a point now where I want to select where I'm playing in order to, just cherry pick as to what I'm associated with. So like obviously Sash is a big one, and like my friend Corey, he's got an event on Saturday called Rendezvous, and he said, would you play with Small Tits? And obviously Small Tits is a friend, so I was like, yeah, of course. So it's just picking and choosing which events to play for. But
it's nice that you're getting to that point where you can be picky, because I bet people at the beginning just take anything they can just to get the experience.
Yeah, you've just got to get exposure at the beginning. I think as you grow older and wiser, I think it's up to you then as and where you play. I think once you've proven you can play anyway, I think it's up to you then what you do to
start refining your brand. It's funny because Jess, who came over last week, House of Low Key, she was saying to me, which hasn't been released yet because I'm just so behind, she was saying that she really likes playing the background gigs because she's like, it's like meditation for her.
She was one of my first gigs. Yeah, she I think it was Boo's House. I can't remember where the first one was for her, but I think she used to do an event at Boo's House near King's Cross, yeah, and she asked me to play, and yeah, she's lovely. She's a good girl.
That's so funny you say that, because we had this whole deliberation. She was telling me about this event that she did or she was involved in called La Bamba, and it was at this bar, and it was a really good Mexican-y brunch quite place. Yeah. And I had no idea what she was talking about, and we were going on and we could not for the life of us. And I literally thought, you're not describing the right location. She said it was around the Double Bay, Bondi. Yeah. Did she say Bondi? Can't even remember. Double Bay area. So I don't think it would quite be King's Cross, but it just would have been so fucking funny if you just came in and said it straight away when we literally spent. I had to cut it all out because we were talking about it for so long trying to figure it out. It was funny. So Jess, and what, like, have you ever played for her again, or was it just a one time?
I've played with her on events and lineups. We've played at a lot of events together. I don't think I've played for House of Loki for a while. I think I've done 2 or 3.
Yeah, she hasn't, from the chat I had with her, she hasn't been doing many of them because she's been just trying to figure out what she wants to do with the brand and stuff. But she's got an event this Saturday, which will actually be last Saturday by the time I release this, at Selena's. Have you played at Selena's?
No.
I thought it's so interesting. I had this, I'm not going to repeat myself 2 weeks in a row, but I was just like, I had no idea that venue was, I knew that room was there, but I didn't know that it had so much brand behind it, like
it came out of nowhere. I've been there for the UFC, like it used to just be a piss for the UFC.
That's what I said.
A big stinking table full of beer, Irish guys, English guys, some girls somewhere, and then like a big screen for the UFC, and then the Utopic boys, they put together a party there, and I was like, oh, I just couldn't envision it. Yeah, fuck, it looks good, right?
Yeah, literally, so good. And she's doing UK Garage, Jungle, drum and no, not drum and bass, but UK Garage, Jungle, and something else she said. Maybe it was drum and bass, and yeah, it's gonna be
Peaches.
Really Peaches.
There's the plug for you, Jess. Yeah, Peaches.
There's the what, sorry?
The plug for her. I get it on every week. Yeah, Peaches, I'm happy for her. She works hard.
Yeah, and she's such a nice girl, and like I can't believe she got to come over here with her whole family. So cool.
Yeah, she puts a lot of effort into her events. I do remember that when we used to play for events, she'd give us lanyards. It wouldn't just be always a DJ. Like you'd have like a lanyard. I'm pretty sure she gave me a lanyard once. I was like, oh, do you know what? Like it means a lot to you at the time. Like looking back, it's just a fucking lanyard. But at the time, you kind of feel like, fuck, I've got a lanyard. I'm DJing, because it was one of my first events. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, she went all out. She was good.
It's not about the item itself, it's about the gesture.
Yeah.
I don't have it on. I took it off because I got changed when I got home. She gave me a little Peaches bracelet, a little friendship bracelet. She said they were going to give them out to a few people around Cridgey and stuff. But yeah, she's lovely, and obviously helps that she's a marketer, so she knows what she's doing.
Is she a marketer? Oh,
yeah,
that makes complete sense. Yeah. She told me she was a DJ. That makes a lot of fucking sense. No,
yeah, but she was lovely, and it's like, yeah, small things. It's the way you're treated, right? It's like anything in life. Like it's generally not actually about anything that you're doing. It's about how it makes you feel. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, it's all on the inside, so it's nice.
And that's what you go and tell people as well. Yeah. It's a great marketing, Jess. Well done.
Yeah. Have you still got it, the lanyard?
No.
No?
See, I just about come home with my headphones after the week. I'm like, my parties go till fucking 4 or 5 a.m. before I finish DJing, so to keep anything over time, no.
No, I see. I've got like a memory box with just like random, just
really?
little keepsakes in. Yeah. I'm a big what's the word? I'm a nostalgic kind of person. I love looking back at old. Like take loads of videos. I love. Some days if we're just here and we're like not up to much or whatever, I'll just get my videos and I'll just scroll down loads on my phone and then we'll just pick, like, I'll just end up in a random time and we'll watch the videos and stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm terrible.
No, are you like, how do you find the content side of things?
Yeah, so I mean the content, it's just part of the game now, isn't it? That's the rat race that we're in. We've got to you know, we're all against an algorithm these days to try and get our fucking names out there. I mean, once upon a time we were trying to be DJs, and now we've got to be producers, and then we've got to be fucking influencers and social media experts and marketing, and like we've got to do it all now, and it's hard. Like I was even googling yesterday how to vlog. Like I hate being on camera. I'm so awkward. I'm quite awkward on audio in this interview. Like I find it quite like daunting. Like,
thank you so much for coming.
No, it's fine. I need to get better at it, but I'm not a natural speaker as a rule. Well, I talk shit all the time, but like to talk on camera as an interview, I find it quite daunting. But you've got to do it all these days. You can't be left on the shelf. Like, what do I know about vlogging? I was googling it yesterday, and this guy was like, "Oh, film yourself talking to a camera." I turned my camera on, I turned it off. I thought, "Fuck that! I'll come back and do it tomorrow." But I've got to bite the bullet at some stage. But social media and marketing.
It's really hard. That's the thing I've struggled with the most, as I've said before. People who are listening to it always messaging me, "Oh my god, it's great! I love it!" But it's like trying to get it to that next layer beyond like my reach. Yeah, it's hectic because I've been getting like between 50 and 60 listens per episode, which I'm quite happy with, considering I don't really have a network. I'm obviously trying to build one, but then now it used to take like a while for it to get to that point, whereas now they're getting to it a lot quicker. So it's obviously getting more momentum or whatever. But the social media side of it, you have to do it. Like otherwise, you just like. But you obviously, but it's interesting because for me, I'm coming into something brand new. I'm not offering anything apart from this, as in I'm not giving DJs. I'm not out physically like giving people something. But for you, you're obviously getting gigs and stuff. So is it now? Are you saying just to get to that next layer, it's really important because it's obviously you've obviously got to a certain point already, you know, without.
Yeah, I think reputation gets you so far. I think, but I want to go on a global scale. So like you've got to have a following. Like for example, I didn't realize, but record labels might look at how many followers you've got or how you present on social media, because technically you're signing to them, but they've got to market you. And if you're not marketable and you've got like 300 followers and your profile isn't really DJ, it's you walking the dog and it's just a boring profile, it's not really who you are and what they're trying to market, then the chances are they're probably not going to sign your record, or they're less likely to. I mean, if it's a banger, they might take it. But I learned that very quickly, that you've got to have a social media presence. Everything's got to be who you identify as and what you do. And the more following you've got, the easier it is to get on the bigger labels and bigger gigs and things like that. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like, if you've got 100,000 followers,
naturally
your label selection's probably going to be a lot better.
Yeah, right.
I'm on 2,300. Like, they're all genuine. I didn't buy 2,000, obviously, but.
But that's the thing, like, at this point, 2,000 loyal and actual real followers.
Not sure they're loyal, but yeah, they're there.
You know,
they watch.
But they're there. They watch a story. I saw this meme once years ago, and it was like, just because they're not following you doesn't mean they're not watching you or something. And I was like, that's so fucking.
Yeah, I don't have 2,000 people turning up to my gigs, do I? So
yeah.
You know,
not as loyal as they'll get loyaler when you're on the big screen one day.
You're an overnight success after 10 years of vlog. They'll want free tickets and they want a wristband or a Jess lanyard, but they can fuck off. You should have come when I had fucking a 9 till 10 slot on a Wednesday. You should have been there.
Yeah, literally supporting. That's so funny. And what would be your dream festival to play at?
Do you know what? I went to Harbour Life for the first time when Hozzins 82 and my friend Stacey played, and I had such a good time, and it'd be nice to play on what I'd call now home turf because I live here. But I think for me, Park Life in Manchester, there's nothing like it. It's every best DJ around the world just in Manchester for 2 or 3 days, and it's
camping, or is it a go in go out?
I went, but didn't camp. I can't remember if there was camping. It was years ago.
Yeah, I never went to that one.
I was in a tent on MDMA when my friend said I want to move to Sydney. And that's how we got talking about me introducing him to my friend in Sydney. So it was because of Park Life that I'm here, really. And a bag of MDMA. Sorry, Mum, Dad, and anyone else who's listening.
I love these. But
a bag of Smarties.
Yeah.
Sugar free.
Yeah, they were the pingers. But don't you love those full circle moments? Because I'm very much like, as I said, nostalgic. I sit and reflect quite a lot and be like, oh, if I hadn't have made that decision, then this wouldn't have happened. If I hadn't have made that decision, don't get me wrong, they're not always good decisions, but it's interesting how everything is, has a knock-on effect. So,
well, I didn't realise until we just spoke about it then, but yeah, it is that would be the one, and it's ironic that now I'm here. That's kind of where this journey started.
Yeah, I love it. That's yeah.
Okay.
Bring it all out. And so, how many times have you been to Park Life?
Twice. I moved here.
Yeah, same as me, really. That's what I mean. Like, there's so much. I've seen more of Australia than I have of England, for sure.
Oh, yeah, no. Just about, I mean, this is a holiday for me because I'm from near Bondi. We don't come this far usually.
Oh.
I've not seen much of Australia. I've only been to Sydney, Melbourne and Gold Coast. That's it. Oh, Cairns.
Have you?
I went to Cairns for a weekend, yeah.
You've never done the East Coast?
No.
Why not?
Because I had to work. And I was always employed. So because I was a manager, when I was employed, I just got worked and worked and worked. And then, yeah, you kind of just graft and then...
It's funny because a lot of people... This is why I didn't come straight to Sydney, because people do get stuck here. It's a known...
Yeah.
It's a known quantity. People come, they get stuck here. They're working their ass off, trying to get sponsored. So they stay. Like, my friend's working in a hospital. She's been here for a year now, I think. Yeah, she's been here for a year. And she hasn't been anywhere either. And then now she's sponsored, so now she won't get the time off. And it's like, I totally get it. It's easily done. But if you can... get the fuck out of Sydney and go and do, like, not just you, but anyone who might be listening, go and explore, because it's a beautiful country and it has so much to offer. And it's...
I would like to. I'm not against it. I would like to.
No, just preaching to anyone who's listening right now. But it's like, some really, really, really beautiful places, But it's time and it's money and you have to be off work.
Well, when I was I'm self-employed now, so you can't take holidays because you lose your week's wages plus fucking bills. And rent. Like, it's hard to breathe over here. It's hard to be alive. It's expensive.
It is.
When I was employed, my mum tried to come every January because obviously she's on her own at home. So like my mum's a twin, so her and her sister would come every year, or try and do every year, if not second year. So like my holidays were gone chauffeuring Karen around Coogee, drinking espresso martinis, and there's nothing wrong with that. We had a fucking great time. But yeah,
I'm surprised she didn't want to see some places when she came over.
I know, but when you're from where we're from, like Sydney's that
amazing. You don't need to.
And how big is Sydney? She's been like 4 times, and there's still shit to do.
Yeah.
All she wants to do is drink martinis and go to Taronga Zoo, bless her.
Has she seen you DJ?
Yeah. So I was playing on C Deck when she was here. So we took her on C Deck, and she got to watch me, and all my friends were on there. Like my friends actually came to that event, which was nice. And yeah, she sat there and got pissed all day on gin and tonics and had a great time. She got very emotional. It was nice.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, and everyone treated her like a queen as well. All the guys that run the event were so good to her. She sat up behind the decks and she thought she was really cool.
Do you have any videos?
Do I have any videos? I'm not sure. I think I've got a picture somewhere. She will have. My mum will have. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to dig it out.
Yeah, I'll try and find someone's earlier on in the night where she's not absolutely blind.
Yeah. And then when she's fucked, just for good measure.
Yeah, before and after Karen.
Yeah. Is she actually called Karen?
Yeah, she's called Karen. She's not a Karen, but she's called Karen.
Yeah, she's a good Karen. I always feel so sorry for people who, like, especially Karens, because like there's loads of amazing Karens, but it's just that generational thing where it just got snapped.
Well, she's the boss at work. So, like, she's a nurse. She's a top of a nurse's assistant, whatever she is. So like, you imagine her telling you off, you'll be calling her a fucking Karen, right? But then you're like, fuck off, Karen.
Yeah, it's just such a thing now. That's funny. It's really cool that she got to see you play, though. That must be like such a, like, for her, if you think about, right, I've had this son of mine and he's growing up in England and now he's living...
Well, no, she saw me DJ when I was 15 because she kept telling me to turn it down. She's like, the neighbours are knocking on the fucking door, turn your vinyls down. And I'm like, no, Karen, this is a banger. It's staying on. And then the neighbours called the police. I remember they called the police about 15 times.
I was going to say, hopefully she owned the house because, hey, like, you can't get away with noise complaints.
No, we got away with it. There were a pair of old miserable bastards next door. They're still alive somehow. But yeah, they used to try and ruin my fun all the time. But they didn't appreciate my music. But I think my mum knew it made me happy. And I think that she never said, look, you can't do it. She just said...
keep it down.
Yeah, be smart about it. But, like, yeah, every time I wanted vinyls and stuff, she'd go, if I needed money and I'd want something, she'd try and buy it me. So she knew that that's where my passion was from a very early age. So, Yeah,
Well, for her then, that must be so cool to then see you've come over here, made an amazing life here in this beautiful city, and then she's watching you play. I'm not surprised she got emotional. You know?
She did get emotional. Could have been the gin and tonics, but she had a fucking good time anyway. Bless her.
That would help. That would help. Are they coming over anytime soon? Or are you?
So my friend who Nathan, we'll call him, who doesn't come to my night gigs.
I feel like there's a bit of a thing here.
We lived. Yeah, he needs to get his arse into gear. We lived on adjacent streets, so like he lived like a 3-minute walk, and our mums didn't really know each other. And then when we moved here, his mum wanted to come, and my mum didn't want to fly on her own because she's shit scared of flying. So we were like, you two need to meet. Yeah. So then they became friends back home, and then they went on a cruise together. I didn't hear much about that, so it must have been a good time. And then they're now coming here in January again together as friends. So they made friends back home. Yeah, they drink wine together. And
so how long have you and this friend of yours been friends?
We've been friends 12 years.
12 years. Oh, so not too long before you came here. It's not like you've been friends your whole life and they've only just met.
No, it feels like my whole life.
Yeah, of course. 12 years is a long time.
Yeah, 12 years is a long time. Yeah.
And then and they met, and so they first met by coming here on holiday together.
Yeah, so they met back home and kind of got to know each other, and then they found out they both got the same border collie, like they both got the same sheepdog, and then they had a big bonding moment, bless them. And then they just became friends. Yeah, they're both same age, both single, both the same dog, and then they've just linked up, and then
that's like the best story of
it, isn't it?
That's the best story of the whole interview.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool because you're so fucking lucky to have a good friend here. Like I've been here long enough. I've got really solid relationships, but to have a friend from home here is just another story. Anyone who lives overseas will know. And then the fact that your mum came, and the fact that she's now coming with your best friends, like that's such a nice story.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It's still a holiday that I don't get 2 weeks out of the year, but it's nice.
Yeah, definitely. When's she coming? Sorry, January. Nice. Always in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Yeah. Probably because it's hot weather.
Yeah, good time of year. I mean, they're hardly going to come in July.
Yeah. She wouldn't be in July. Yeah, it's definitely for the weather. January every year. Yeah.
Not to see you, just for the nice weather.
No.
And how often do you go home?
I try not to. I mean, like I love everybody at home, but home's not where it's a happy place. Like this is not. I'm there for 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, there's nothing happening.
But in terms of you wouldn't go there and then go on to like Ibiza or go to like
I only go if there's an event. Like my friend's getting married this year, but as I say, I work for myself, so it's hard for me just to up and go on holiday. It's not like I get holiday pay, so my holidays are few and far between. Unless it's something really, really major. I don't really have any intention of travelling back.
Yeah, I don't.
FaceTime now.
Well, yeah, got
save yourself 10 grand.
Literally. Yeah. And well, hopefully one day you'll be flying around the world playing gigs, so you can.
I'd like that.
Plenty of holidays then. So, what else can we expect to see from you the rest of this year? You've obviously got one gig that you mentioned. Have you got anything that's like in the pipeline for later down afar? Or
yeah, so I've got another booking for Sash, which is exciting. There's an international coming, so that'll be nice. But other than that, there's a few gigs here and there, but nothing spectacular. I'm focused more on just getting these tracks out. For me, the next step in my career is being an artist by releasing tracks and producing. I think that,
and they seem to kind of go hand in hand. I mean, once you do have your own song and then you have your sets, it kind of is like a natural progression from there. I'm sure it's really hard, but it semes like that's the next piece of the puzzle.
We're all local DJs, but once you've released a track, you become an artist. It's not to say that you're any better than anybody else, but like your name's on Spotify, you've got to deal with a record label where you've released music, and then from there, if you're taking it seriously, you just have constant releases, and then that's how you gain momentum, providing your music's good and people like it, I suppose.
Very good. Yeah. And if I was to come to you and say I would like to be a DJ or producer, or I've got no idea about anything, what would you say? What would your advice be?
You got to start somewhere. You obviously asked me because you like music, or there's something that you like, and if you really do like it, it's not all champagne. There's a lot of razor blades as well. It's not as glorified as it looks. There's a lot of hours spent looking for music and playing to absolutely fucking nobody and having shit sets and bad feelings when you walk off. But just start somewhere, and if you really, really enjoy it, then it will come. Just
keep going. So you'd say like just try and get a gig anywhere doing anything.
Learn first, but then like if you wanted to get a gig, then yeah.
It's funny, my friend Brian, who's kind of not newish anymore, but he's one of the newest people in our friendship group. He's learnt through the boys, got into the DJing, and he went to Bali on holiday. And I should actually get him he's been on before, but actually get him to come and tell his story because he'll tell it so much better than me. He was going on Google Translate, and he basically managed to convince this Balinese woman who was in charge of this club, and he said it was packed. There was loads of people in there. He managed to convince her. He convinced her that he had loads of followers, and when she saw that he had loads of followers, he did something on his phone. She thought he was legit, and he got up on stage in front of loads of people, didn't really have a clue what he was doing, just winged the whole thing. I was dying when he told us.
Isn't it crazy what a lot of followers can do?
Yeah, literally.
It never used to be like that. It used to be on talent, but you know what? It's just the way the world works, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it's crazy. And he got up there, and I think they knew that he was like, yeah, not the real deal. But but he had a good time anyway. But anyway, any final words?
So the next step for me is just releasing. So maybe keep tuning and buy my music, like, share, subscribe, all that bollocks. Yeah.
Yes, it's funny you say that because a lot of people like there's the on Spotify, there's the ringing the bell thing to get notified and like giving it 5 stars or whatever, and then sharing it and subscribing all this shit. I don't like say any of that stuff because I don't know what to say. As I say, I'm not a marketer, but I've realised how important that is. So if you do like my podcast while we're on the bus, please do all of that stuff because apparently it helps. I'm not sure why, but apparently it does.
Do you know what it does? It really does help. Like, you know, like your friends when you post something on Instagram and you know you get a like or a comment, it does. You see the algorithm just picking it up and taking it so much further. So when you think, oh, I can't be arsed, just maybe just give us both a love heart.
Yeah, next time. Well, on that note, thank you so much. I really appreciate coming over, and it was lovely to chat, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what the world has in store for you. So
had a great time. Thank you.